So you just started the keto diet and you're struggling to enter ketosis. Or you've been doing the keto diet for a while, but you're failing to enter those deep stages of ketosis where we know repairs the body and you get mega fat burning. I'm gonna break down 5 reasons why people fail to enter ketosis and what you can do about it. And I tell you what, number 5 on this list is gonna come as a shocker to many people because you might be thinking pairing this with the keto diet helps, but in reality may hurt some people. What's up, friends? My name is Ben Azadi. I'm a certified functional health practitioner on a mission to educate 1 billion people on planet Earth. I am grateful you're spending part of your day with me. So here's a quick overview of what I'm about to cover with you. The role toxins play. Okay, this is going to be a surprising fact for many people. Why protein might be a problem here. And number 5 on the list is the most surprising one on here. Number 1, high toxicity levels. This is actually the most common reason why I see people fail to enter ketosis even after months. Let's face it, toxins are everywhere. Here are just a common list of toxins that you might not be aware of. Cleaning products, right? The products we're spraying, the Lysol, the floor cleaner, our hand soap and shampoo and conditioner. I'm going to throw that into there as well. Detergent. This is actually the most common one that I see because, hey, guess what? The clothes you're wearing, you're breathing that in almost 24 hours a day because you're also, your bed sheets that you're washing in that detergent, you're breathing that in. So if it comes from a toxic source, which by the way, all conventional detergents are toxic, then your body is getting toxins into its system. And I'm gonna explain why that's so bad in a second. Now, I use a product called My Green Fills. It's the only non-toxic, amazing essential oil detergent that I get delivered to me on auto ship. So I'd highly recommend My Green Fills. I'll put a link for them down below. Moldy homes. If you've ever had water damage, ever had a roof leak, chances are there is mold in your house, which creates toxins in the body. Silver fillings, right? If you ever had amalgam fillings, did you know 50% of that is mercury? Mercury gets stored in the hypothalamus pituitary and it creates a lot of problems. Non-organic food. We know pesticides are an issue. That also goes with coffee, right? Conventional coffee, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. Coffee is the #1 sprayed crop in the world. Here is the problem. If you have a lot of toxins entering the body, it creates a lot of cellular inflammation. We're made up of trillions of cells, actually up to 70 trillion cells the human body is made up of. Every cell inside of it has the DNA, and it has these receptor sites. These receptor sites, the job of that is to receive the signals from our hormones. We have over 600 hormones. The ones I'm going to talk about right now, or the one I'm going to talk about right now, is insulin. Because insulin's job is to push glucose into your cells. So when glucose goes up, insulin comes here and it pushes that glucose into the cell, brings glucose down, then you can produce ketones, right? Because if we have low glucose, ketones will go up. When glucose is up, ketones are down. They have an inverted relationship. Now here is the issue. When you have high levels of toxicity, it creates cellular inflammation. Okay, I'm not talking about a sore ankle or a messed up shoulder. That's inflammation too, but I'm talking about cellular inflammation. Now, that insulin is trying to shove the glucose into the cell, but the inflammation is blunting it. So then the glucose can't get into the cell, so it keeps your glucose levels high, right? It keeps the sugar in your blood high, then it prevents you from producing ketones. This is a big reason why people struggle to produce ketones because they have high levels of toxicity. So I challenge you to search your home for any of this, remove the interference, let your inflammation go down, and then you'll start producing ketones. This has been a huge revelation for a lot of people that I coach. Once we remove the interference, they start producing ketones again. Number 2 reason why people struggle to get into ketosis is too many carbohydrates. I know it sounds obvious, but here's the deal. If you've dropped your carbs to 50 per day, chances are you could get into ketosis, right? If you've already done that, you might need to drop it a little bit lower. Some people need to really get strict with their carbohydrates, so I recommend dropping it below 20 net grams for the day. And that should force your cells to choose fat for fuel. Net carbs are going to be your total carbs that you have for the day minus your fiber equals your net carbohydrates. So I would get that number, keep it under 20 for the day, and you could track that with MyFitnessPal or Carb Manager or whatever app you like to use, and keep it under 20 and stay consistent, it's gonna force your cells to choose fat for fuel. All right, number 3, stress. Stress is a big role with why people struggle, not just with their health and ketones, but just overall, it's such a silent killer. When cortisol goes up because of stress, now this stress could be a physical stress, it could be a mental, emotional stress. The body treats it the same way, whether it is a tiger that's chasing me or a fight with my partner here. It's the same way, it's the same response. It's that fight or flight response. So when cortisol goes up because of stress, guess what follows? When cortisol goes up, glucose and insulin follow. When glucose and insulin go up because of cortisol, you know what goes down? Ketones. They have an inverted relationship. That's why it's so important, my friends, to practice love and gratitude. Love yourself, love other people. Write down 10 things you're grateful for. Whenever you feel stressed out, remember this number, 150,000. That is how many people die every single day. If you're watching this right now, that is something to be grateful for. You're breathing, you're listening, you see me. Say thanks for that. You can't be grateful and angry at the same time. So whenever you feel stressed out, say 150,000 because that's how many people are dying every single day. Next thing you can do is also replenish your electrolytes, because if you deplete your electrolytes too fast, which many people do when they transition to a low-carb diet, it's a stressor to the body and it might raise glucose and insulin. So make sure you're taking in a lot of quality salt, cream of tartar, apple cider vinegar. Replenish those electrolytes on a daily basis. All right, number 4 on the list, too much protein. Did you know that 36 to 58% of excess protein consumed is turned into sugar? Your body literally takes this protein and transforms it into glucose via a process called gluconeogenesis. So we want to make sure we're monitoring our protein. That's where those apps come in, MyFitnessPal, Carb Manager. See how much you're having. I would recommend for the short term, until you get yourself into ketosis, dropping your protein down to less than 15% for your total calories of the day. Because the keto diet is not the Atkins diet. Atkins diet was high protein, high fat, low carbs. The keto diet is high fat, moderate protein, low carb. In this case, let's do high fat, low carb, low protein. Give that a try, and that should give you a little boost with ketones. All right, you ready for the last tip on here? This is gonna be a shocker, and I'm gonna explain to you why I believe this is the case for so many people out there. Fasting too soon. Look, I love intermittent fasting. I think it pairs perfectly with the keto diet. However, there are steps that need to take place before you begin fasting, because if you fast too soon, guess what happens? Your body is not keto adapted, then the body will start breaking down protein, too much protein, and maybe even muscle if you're not fat adapted yet. When your body breaks down too much protein, what did I just say? It turns that protein to sugar via gluconeogenesis. The only way to know if this is happening for you is to test, right? You would test your glucose and your ketones, and here's how you do it. You grab a machine like the Keto Mojo, and let's say you're doing some intermittent fasting. You test in the morning. If your glucose, so I'm gonna put AM, so I'm gonna put G for glucose. If your glucose is, let's see, 88, which is pretty good, and your ketones are 0.02, which is not ketosis yet, you wanna be 0.5 or more, and then you fast because you think it's doing good for you, and you check in the PM before you break your fast, and your glucose is now 98, and your ketones are the same, guess what? You're breaking down protein, you're turning it into sugar. We want to see glucose drop throughout the day as you're fasting, and ketones rise. If you see the opposite, you're fasting too soon. That's how you know. That is a very common reason why people are not producing ketones, because when you produce too much sugar in the blood by breaking down too much protein, it keeps your ketones down. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you haven't claimed my Keto Kickstart Guide and you're a little confused by keto, I outline a 4-pillar approach for you to become a fat-burning machine and to reset the clock on your fat-burning hormones. Go to www.ketokickstartguide.com, claim it for free. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when I go live. Share this video with a fellow friend who's doing keto and struggling to get into ketosis. this could be a game changer for them. I want to thank you for your time and your attention. Have yourself a blessed rest of your day.